Today I'm going to do the first tag. I have the questions right here. I know that there's a few versions on YouTube, but this is the version with the questions of Megan Hart's makeups video because that was the first tag video I saw. So I will put the questions in the description box so you can do the tag yourself if you want to. So let's get started. First tweet. My first tweet, I had to look it up because it was a while ago. It was in 2011 and it was something about a website where you could download ebooks for free. First YouTube video. My first YouTube video I posted in 2009, I think. I actually made a channel to be able to enter a contest. It was a contest for the Miley and Mandy show on YouTube. I don't know if you ever saw that. It was with Miley Cyrus and her best friend, and I was really into that at the time. I thought it was really cool, and I wanted to enter their contest, and it was a really weird video. First person you subscribed to on YouTube, that was Lauren Luke, aka Panacea81, and she was basically the first person I saw on YouTube that did makeup tutorials, and I always thought that YouTube was about funny videos and, you know, pets doing weird things and stuff like that. And then I discovered a whole other section of YouTube with tutorials and reviews and all that kind of stuff, and I was like, oh my god. First Facebook profile pic. I think I'm like 90% sure that was this one. Yeah. Do you still talk to your first love? Well, it depends on who you call my first love, but if it's the one that I have in mind, then yes, when we run into each other, but he lives in another town, and sometimes he's here, and then we bump into each other and we go have a drink and, you know, catch up. And what was your first alcoholic drink? It was probably a sip of wine at a family gathering or something, but the first alcoholic drink I had by myself was beer. I don't even like beer except fruit beer, but you know, teenage parties, beer, guys buy you a drink, you drink it. What was your first job? My first job was at a book distribution company, and it was basically manual labor. I now do something completely different in IT, but back then I started off with, you know, doing manual labor, all kinds of stuff with books, and I actually had a lot of fun in that job, and I was so stoked that I had a job, and I did evening classes, you know, to get another degree, and I met a lot of friends there at the job, not at the school, well, at the school as well actually, but yeah, I met a lot of people there, nice people, and I had a really fun time there. It was a very cool first job. What was your first car? My first car was a white Peugeot 205, and she was tiny, she was really small, and she looked very cute, but she was actually a roaring beast. She had like a sports engine, and she made a lot of noise. I woke up the whole neighborhood every time I went to work and stuff, but it was fun. I really liked her. It was my first car, you know, and I actually called her Sydney because I was really into the Scream movies at the time. Yeah, really. Who was the first person to text you today? A real text, that was my mom. She replied to a text of mine that was gonna be late. But other than that, the first person I spoke to this morning was for me to know. Who's the first person you thought of this morning? Well, that same person actually. It's yeah. I'm not gonna go into detail, but you know who you are. Who was your first grade teacher? I think, if I remember correctly, her name was Agnes, Sister Agnes. Yes, I went to a nun school. Not all the teachers were nuns though, but the principal and stuff were nuns. And she had white, wavy, short hair, and she had rounded glasses, and she could be incredibly strict, but she could also be really sweet. Where did you go on your first ride on an airplane? We went to Spain plane, me, my mom, my dad, my sister, and we went to Mallorca, and it was our first kind of family vacation by plane. And I'm gonna show a picture. That was me on the way back, as you can probably tell by my tan. And it was so much fun. I mean, I loved being on the plane, and I was stuck to the window with my nose the whole time, like, oh, clouds! Oh my god, I want to touch them! I was like super excited. I still get really excited when I'm flying. Who was your first best friend, and do you still talk? Probably third grade or fourth grade, and she was amazing. We had the best time. we were really obsessed with the X-Files, you know, the TV show. And yes, I'm that old. And we just loved it. And we were all about, you know, the supernatural. I still love the supernatural, and about UFOs. And we had this big round postal envelope, you know, with the thingy you tie around. And we put all kinds of weird stuff in there. It were our X-Files. And every time, you know, we saw each other, we gave each other the envelope really secretly. And then, and do I still talk to her? No. We lost touch. We switched schools, and she went to live somewhere else as well, I think. And I've been looking for her through the internet, through Facebook and Google and stuff like that. And I haven't found her yet. I'm so sad. I wish I could just see how she's doing, because we had so much fun, and I wish her all the best in the world. Where was your first sleepover? I don't know. I don't remember. But I do remember that when, you know, kids came to sleep over at my place, that I kind of got sick of them really quickly. And I went to my mom and I was like, Mom, please, I want them to go home. I want to be alone. Yeah, I liked playing with them, and they could sleep over and it was a lot of fun, but if they were to stay like more than one night, I got so sick of them. I just wanted to be alone. I've always been someone who enjoys being alone, and I was just like, no, this was long enough. Please send them home. Really strange for a kid, but yeah, what can I say? What was the first thing you did this morning? I have the bad habit of, you know, switching on my phone while I'm still half asleep, and then I check Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and send someone messages, and yeah. What was the first concert you ever went to? Well, it wasn't really a concert that I went to by myself, but my dad and a coworker, I believe, I don't really remember all the details, but they organized a fashion show, and after the fashion show there was a concert. And so yeah, that was my first concert, and it was Sanne and Erik van Negen, which were Dutch performers. So if you're not from Belgium, you probably never heard of them. But that was my first concert. First broken bone. I never broke a bone, but I've had a lot of really bad sprains, especially my ankles, and it hurts. So I think a broken bone is probably even worse. First piercing. My first piercing were just like the first holes in my ears. And if you don't count the ears as piercing, then my nose. I don't have any other piercings than that. First foreign country you've gone to? Well, my parents always tell me that I went to France and England when I was pretty small, you know, just by car, I believe, with my sister and my parents on a trip, but I really don't remember. So the first one I remember was Spain. First movie you remember seeing? First movie on TV, I don't know, but I do remember the first time we went to see a movie in theaters, and that was Beauty and the Beast, the cartoon, the Disney movie, and it was together with my dad, and I was like, oh, it was such a cool experience, and yeah, I loved it so much. It's a really nice memory. When was your first detention? I never had a detention. No, I never ever had a detention. I was such a good girl. No, I was kind of a good girl, but I did get a lot of notes in my school journal, and then the parents had to sign it. And I still remember one time I had this really long note in my journal, and it was something really bad, but I don't remember what. I was so afraid to show my mom because she was gonna sign it, and I actually kind of, copied her signature and I signed it myself. Who was your first roommate? I never had any roommates. I wouldn't have wanted to either. I don't know. I know a lot of people like to be with other people, but I really like my privacy. If you had one wish, what would it be? I think, okay, I would like the world to be more beautiful and fun and playful and colorful, like, like fantasy movies like Labyrinth and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, all kinds of fun stuff going on. And I would like it that everyone would be nice to everyone. I know it sounds lame, but that really would be my wish. And especially also that everyone would take really good care of animals and no one would ever hurt anyone and no one would ever eat animals either. What was the first sport you were involved in? Gymnastics. I did gymnastics as a little girl. What is the first thing you do when you get home? Take off my shoes. That's like the first thing. I want to be on my bare feet. And then I run up to see my bunnies who live in my studio and say hi to them and cuddle them and kiss them and give them a treat, and they're always so excited to see me and I'm always really excited to see them. When was your first kiss? Ooh. Well, my first kiss without tongue was when I was visiting my niece, and there were like two neighborhood boys, and she had a thing with the one, and the other one was younger, kind of my age or a little bit older. He was so cute. Oh, he was so cute, and he was really sweet, and we hung out together. And one day we were sitting on the grass, and my niece and her boyfriend started kissing, and then the boy I was with just really, bent up to me and gave me this really sweet, innocent, tiny little kiss, and it was very romantic. Until we noticed that we were sitting in a biting ant's nest, and they were biting us and crawling on us, and there went the romantic moment gone. Okay, that was it for my first tag. I hope you enjoyed watching the video, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. See you guys soon. Bye!